Hello there, this is Carlo. Welcome yet to another tutorial and something a little bit different today. Well, not different, but this is going to be based around video or music video creation. I'm going to be showing you or giving you ideas on how I cut my latest music video, which is now on the channel live. If you want to check that out, a link is in the description below for where you can check out this particular music video, the final product. Within this one, I'm going to be basically talking to you about how I set this up from shoot to final edit. So yeah, it's going to be quite a cool little video. So obviously, you know, you've got your music track that's been recorded by the artist. And the way I sort of played it before, I'm going to tell you this before we actually get into the sort of interesting stuff here. I actually listened to that track quite a few times before I even decided to edit it and cut this, because I'm the director and the producer of this music video. This video required a lot of research behind the story that the artist was telling within his lyrics. It was quite a complicated story, so the idea was to try and get an idea, or a very good idea, shall I say, of the understanding of what this artist was actually saying within this video. It's quite important to do your research. If you don't understand the actual terminology behind a music video, I mean, this was quite difficult because this is like a Rastafari video. I don't speak Jamaican, which doesn't help, but through research and through studying, which was a case of sitting down watching some documentaries based around the story this guy was telling within his song, and just getting a general idea of where I wanted to go and how basically I wanted the actual production to look. So that's very, very important first step to take. The next step was basically storyboarding, basically ideas of how I can implement certain scenes or certain parts of the story, shall I say. If you just look here, I mean, you know, scenes like this, for instance, implementing certain parts of the story which represent what the artist was saying within the lyrics of his song. So let's go from the beginning. So after I basically did that, it was a case to shoot the video. So I used a C100, Canon C100 to shoot the video. The artist, or the client, shall I say, wanted to be quite basic within the look of the video. He didn't want too much drama. The guy is quite camera shy, shall I say. So I tried to make it as easy for the guy, or easy for the client as possible, for him to sort of basically sing on camera. So we went up to the studio and we basically, as you just see here in this shot here, I'll just open that. I basically shot this on green screen because I wanted a black background for the shot. It's a very sort of simple look, shall I say, but it's very, very effective. And what I did was we played the track in the background. So this actually helps you sync the audio in the final production with the master audio. As you see here, I've got the video here in this pink here. I've got the audio from the recording of this, and then I've got the master audio at the bottom here. So I've sort of soloed that out, so we get the master as well. This was all synced in Plural Eyes 4 as well. So basically what I did was I got the artist to sing like this. So basically the artist, as you just saw there, had the music playing in the background, and he basically sang over the top of it. And because he was singing to the master track and in his sequence with the master track, it made it very easy for me to sync up the audio with the video in Plural Eyes. So I think that's a sort of very important part of the process of music editing or music video creation, is making sure that you're able to sync the actual master audio with the actual video recording, if that makes sense. So like I just said, I got him to sing along like this to the main track with it, which was basically on a stereo like this. So he basically sang along to the track. The track was put via USB into a hi-fi system. He sang along to it perfect, and then I was able to sync this part of the recording, improvise with the master version of the record, and to give us a result like this. Which is, yeah, came out really, really well. So it's about basically preparing how you're going to finalise the actual sync for the audio. That's very important. The audio is the most important thing in a music video anyway, as you guys know. The video is basically second. So with this, I shot it on a green screen, and basically the way I did it was I recorded the video, the same track, so I made the artist sing the track 3 times in different angles. As you can see here, we've got different angles here, which I was able to sort of play around with in post-production. As you see here in this sequence, we've got shots of the mouth, we've got shots from the side, we've got shots from a far distance. I basically keyed this out in After Effects. I used the After Effects composition to key out the green and basically add the black background, and basically went into after that I basically added all the bits of the clips that I wanted within the actual production, obviously, you know, in sync with the actual music video itself, which is quite important. Make sure any B-roll that you have is basically in sync with the actual video itself, color grade, so on and so on. So the idea with this, if I go back to Rick now, as you can see, he's got some nice orange skin tones there. I wanted the orange sort of skin tone look to sort of darken out the background and bring, you know, the clothes that he's wearing, because the clothing in the video is very important as well to this video, to this production. So I wanted to make basically Rick pop, if that makes sense. So all I did was color graded the video sequences, as you can see here, to sort of match his facial skin tones, which gave it a nice sort of fluid look. Made the video sync up very, very nicely. Now the thing is, it can be very, very time consuming when you're doing a music video or editing a music video, but the thing is, editing a music video is just like, you know, editing a film production. It's basically how you want it to look, how you want the video to feel, and basically how you want the overall performance to come out within the video, which is quite important. In this case, I wanted Rick to be shown quite a bit in the video. I wanted the camera to be on him all the time. In a sense, I shot basically nothing below the waist. So every scene you see, I mean, this part here, I mean, shoulder height just below the armpits here, was basically the highest, or the frame that I wanted for the video throughout the whole production. I didn't feel getting anything below this section here was relevant to the video. Just basically, you know, showing through the talent of the artist. That's basically what it's all about when you're creating a music video, is to get as much out of the performance of the artist as possible. So, like I just said, we've got our adjustment layer at the top here. The adjustment layer allowed me to add the borders, do my color correction, so on and so on. Believe it or not, I used a Harry Potter Rec 709 for the grade. I've got quite a few LUTs on this system, but for some reason the Harry Potter LUT looked really good with the overall look of the video. I favoured that the best. I ran it past the client. They were very happy with the overall colour tones and the grade of the video. As you can see, very, very nicely detailed. Lovely flesh tones within this video, just to make it pop. If you look at this, it's a lot lighter here, these flesh tones, but just to bring, because I was filming very close up to him, I wanted his skin tones to pop, a little bit more orange than what the actual original sort of skin tones was, to divide the black background from his skin tone, if that makes sense without sounding too crazy. So that's basically why I shot it like that. Now, this part here, all this is the actual music video. These are all the cuts for the music video when I shot from various angles. You know, these are, you know, quite a few angles. I used if I go to my effects control panel, as you can see, not a lot of effects have been applied to each link, but I've adjusted motion, position and scale on some of this just to give it variation. Certain parts of the video have been coloured differently just to match basically the overall look of the production. But there's been a lot of motion. There is a lot of motion in this video. There's a lot of position and there's a lot of scale and there's a lot of rotation in basically near enough every shot, just to make it look like I shot the video with more than one camera. If you want to get that sort of multi-camera look to your production, the best way to do it with a single camera, because I use a Canon C100, which is a very good camera. Like I've just said, here I shot the video 3 times from different angles. So I made the artist sing the song basically 3 times, and I even moved the tripod during the actual filming of the video. So if I go here, as you can see, if I just move along, as you can see, I've actually moved the tripod. Now, the way I've moved the tripod, each position that I moved the tripod is where I wanted my B-roll to drop. So as the tripod's moving, I basically covered it with a B-roll, if that makes sense, like with some footage to hide the transition. So I made it start to finish. See there, I've moved the whole camera system close up to him, and while that camera system is moving, I use B-roll to cover the movement of the camera with the audio in the background, and it turned out quite nice. As you can see, it turned out really, really nice. So that is basically it, guys. I know it's not too detailed, but this is going to give you basically a rough idea of how to shoot a music video and make it look really, really cool. I hope you found this video interesting. As always, guys, a like rating is always appreciated. And as always, I'll definitely catch you guys in the next video. Ciao, ciao.